Hey guys, it's Jamie again out at Seven Stands Farm. We're actually saying hello to everybody. But we're out here today and wanted to show you a new piece of equipment that our farm got. We've been doing goats now about 3 or 4 years and have been looking for a good way to feed, something to invest our money in to help us with feeding. We got tired of carrying in buckets every day and getting run over in the goat pasture. Any of you that have goats and try to bucket feed, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But we've bought an Advantage feeder. We decided to go with a 1200 HD, and the 1200 just says that it holds 1200 pounds. So we're really excited to have it. Today's video is going to be about the feeder, and we'll go over the settings with it and show you filling it up and how it all works. So hang out with us for a little while. We'll show you the feeder and let you know how much we're enjoying it here on the farm. Okay, so we've got our new Advantage feeder, and now we're going to try to set it up for two purposes. And that's the thing I really like about this feeder, is you can run it as a creep feeder. You can run it as just a regular feeder for your adult goats or sheep if you run sheep. Or you can do both out of it. So my plan is I have 19 new kids in the pasture now, so one side of my feeder is going to be the creep side, feeder for my young goats, and the other side I'm going to run it for my adults. And so I'm going to show you how we're going to set it up. It comes of course with an instruction manual. It looks pretty complex, but it's really pretty simple. It's got it's got the consumption guide on how to set it up on the side of the feeder inside here, so you'll always have it with you. I mean, it's just pretty much foolproof on how to set it up. I think it may take a little time to make sure you get it tweaked just right for your herd, but we're going to set the creep feeder up first. So the first thing we've done is we've opened the options up wide here for the feed, for the creep feed side, because we want them to be able to get what they want. And the way the creep feeder works is we just put this creep feeder door down. So the recommended position, there's 6 positions for it. It can go as low as to stop any feeding. And then, so position 3 is the recommended position for the lambs and goats to start with. So we've got our creep feeder side set up. So let's walk over now to the adult side and we'll set it up as well. So like I was saying, the feeder's really easy to set up, and it comes with its consumption charts, and it's really easy to read and kind of make a determination on how much you want to feed your goats. So we'll look at this consumption chart. The upper chart is for cattle, so we're going to do consumption for mature sheep and goats. And the way this works, this is the upper adjuster, which is here. And I'll show you how it's controlled in a moment. And this is the lower adjustment, which is controlled by here, up or down, and you just tighten these bolts when you get it where you want it. And see, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 dots. So it's here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Of course, you guys can see that. And so we're wanting to give maybe 1/4 pound to 1/3 pound. So we're going to do 2 on the lower, okay? And then 1 on the upper gives us 0.33 pounds of food per head per day. So that's pretty good. I think the 0.33 pounds per day, which would be the 2 on the lower adjustment and the 1 on the upper adjustment, I'm not sure that, I don't know why, I just think that maybe is too narrow of an adjustment to work. So we're going to try 2 on the bottom and a 2 on the top, which gives us 0.44 pounds of feed per adult goat per day. So the way we'll set that, we'll start out with this lower adjustment, really simple. Over here's your arrow, and then I have my 2 dots, and it's the same over here. arrow, 2 dots, so we will move those up. 2 dots is even with my arrow. Does it have to be perfect? No, it's not rocket science. And then we just tighten that down, hand tight. Don't need to over tighten, okay? And the wrench actually comes with the feeder. Now, we still have to get the 2 for the upper adjustment. So we'll have to walk over to the side and I'll show you how we get the 2 on that as well. So our handles here work from a 1 to a 7, just like inside. And then you have your notch and your arrow. So this is a 2. I just line my arrow up. Then we'll go and do the same thing on the other side, and we actually have the adjustment set. Two, set my adjustment. So now I have my adjustment set for 0.44 pounds of food per day. Now, is that exact science? Not exactly. I think it's based on the kind of feed. I'm using a pelleted feed which runs well through here. It could be whole corn or whole grains or a combination of the same. So you're going to have to actually play with those adjustments. It may take you, you know, a 2 and a 3 or a 2 and a 4 or a 3 and a 3 on your adjustments to get it worked out exactly right. But this is our setup for the first time. We'll use 400 pounds in it and see how it works and see how many days that it lasts for the number of goats that we have in the pasture, and then we'll have an estimation on how well or how much they're eating per day, kind of do an average of that. So we have it set. We have one more piece to put on, which keeps the goats from just running their tongue down the sides and making it work, and it comes under here. This is called the adjuster guard, okay? It's used to prevent your goats from just going all the way down and licking the food out. So this guard goes on here, fits behind this section here, and then snaps into place. The way this feeder works and regulates the amount of food per head per day is, the goat comes to here, they have to actually stick their tongue down in this hole where the feed is at. And they can pull it out with their tongue because of the saliva on their tongue. After about 5 minutes or so of them pulling this feed out, their mouth gets dry, so to speak, and they lose saliva. When they lose that saliva, they can't get any more feed out. So they actually just walk away, go grazing, and according to the material I've read, is it takes a couple of hours, an hour or two, something like that, for them to build the saliva back up, come back, feed again for another 5 minutes, and then go away. It's not like they're getting their full 1/4 pound or 1/2 pound of feed at one time. So it takes a little while for that to happen. And then there's a constant flow. This feeder will feed about 70 full-size head. And that's because you have does coming and going now because their saliva sequence, for lack of a better word, is offset. They're not all rushing to the feeder at one time, and you don't have one bully goat or bully sheep that's just raking up all the food and you've got that one behind that doesn't get their portion. So that's how the feeder is designed to work. A lot of research on it, myself, and read a lot of reviews, and we're really happy to have it here on the farm. We'll keep doing some updates on it and let you know how it goes. So we've got our feeder set up. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to bucket some food over in it out of the pickle barrels that we store our feed in it. But generally now we'll just take a tote over top, and it holds 1,200 pounds, and we'll put 1,200 pounds of feed in there, and it'll end up being storage as well as the feeder. It won't take up as much storage space in the barn either. And that's how it saves time. You don't have to come out every afternoon and feed your goats. So we'll set up the camera, we'll put some feed in, and then we'll see how it goes after that. We're at the top of the feeder now, and this is the way the feeder's set up. It's just got a basic lock latch on it. Fold it over, pull the handle up, close the latch down, and then the lid just folds over, and it's easy to put food into. Extremely easy. So this is 2 sides. Set it as a fence line feeder. You can put it in the fence. It's waterproof. The construction on it is amazing. So I'm really tickled with the construction and everything about it so far. I'm just hoping that it feeds as well as it looks and works. All right, come on back. Come on back. I just don't want it to slide off on the ground.
That's true. I think right there is good.
You think so?
We'll see. We can at least tip it over.
Good.
Yep.
We're going on both sides. Now, was that the best way to put feed in that feeder? No, but we already had our food stored in our barrels, so we had to do what we had to do. As you can see, the sides actually have a marker on it. One of them is in liters because this is actually built in Australia, but we're running off of the pound side. We have about 100 pounds of feed in each side. I'll update you on how long this 100 pounds lasts, and we'll just see how it goes. Really excited to have the feeder. It's going to be a benefit to the farm. We'll see how long it takes for this feed to get eaten, and we'll keep you updated. As always, guys, thank you for watching the channel. We hope you enjoy the content. Go down and like this video, subscribe to our channel if you hadn't, and as always, we'll do it all again tomorrow.